I am in Stony Point Parkway on my way to see Jamila Mila Brands. Look, she's got a sign.
Seen another day, seen another breath, and I seen another.
And look, we're here. It's so pretty. I'm so excited. We're walking in here. Yay. Hello. How you doing? Good. It's so good to meet you, Mila. I'm ready to get my waist beads. Okay.
Think about what your current goals are and what you feel like represents you the best.
Okay.
All naturally keep you accountable for changes in your weight because they tie on, they don't stretch, they don't come off. So
Okay.
that naturally will keep you accountable for changes in your weight. But by being intentional with your colors, then you're constantly reminded of your goals, why you chose those colors, stay grounded in who you are, stay motivated so that you achieve those goals. So it's just a constant reminder to keep you encouraged.
Okay.
My chest high, but that don't mean I don't cry.
To choose from. I'm sure you'll be able to find something that speaks to you. And no two are exactly the same. So they're not duplicated. So even if somebody chooses your same colors, the pattern will be different. She got options.
I'm gonna get your waist measurement. The stickers on the bags are inches. So you want to make sure you pick something, your number that I give you from your measurement, or higher, because if it's higher, I can adjust it to fit you.
Okay. Got you. So I said she definitely has an eye for color. So when did you know that about yourself?
Well, I've been designing waist beads for 17 years. I just like to play with colors and play with patterns. It's therapeutic to me. I kind of get lost in whatever. So if today I'm working on gold, I'll do gold with a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and just figure out a pattern that I think looks appealing.
Yeah. I used to make some bracelets, so I feel like I have an eye for color as well. So like to see like it displayed and you're making a monetary gain from it, like that is like so awesome. Like you took that that gift and you really pushed it out into the world and you profited from it, and I just love that.
Oh, well, thanks.
Yeah.
So I'm very thankful for that. I will say that. I think what pushes me to do it is the meaning behind it. So my background is mental health. I did that for 12 years before I started doing waist beads full time. And this is just another form of mental health. And what keeps me going is all the ladies that come back and tell me how their waist beads have encouraged them, have motivated them. And it just makes me want to do it even more.
So you mentioned how like people will come by, they'll buy your products, and then you have to, make a whole new batch. How do you keep your clientele so high?
Marketing and word of mouth. I have an email list. I have socials. But a lot of my clientele is word of mouth. And this is the only waist bead store in Virginia. So there are people here, other people here that do waist beads. So I think it's just the experience of getting to come in, everything being displayed, being fitted in a private setting that's comfortable. And then I'm also really big on education. So a lot of people think waist beads are just for show and it's cute, but I'm really big on talking about like the purpose of them, why we wear them, what they're for, and letting people know that it's meaningful and it's for encouragement and motivation. And then also creating a space that's for us. So like I'm really big on creating space for Black women to be loved, adored, appreciated, all of that. So
Yeah, I can tell because it's just so welcoming in here. I mean, it's definitely your spirit, God's spirit dwells in here.
Thank you.
For sure. I wanted to ask you a little bit more about the email list. How did you acquire the emails?
So When I set up my website, so when you go on the website, there is a box where you can, people can say, like, I want to get more information, and they just fill in their email address, and it just adds up over time.
Okay.
Also, I do Black wellness retreats. So when I put out the information, I'm like, if you want to know about the next retreat, make sure you sign up for the email so that you can be notified first. The perk of being on the email list is you find out information first, because sometimes I might not have time to post on social media. Like, that's a job by itself.
Yes.
That I am not that fond of, to be honest. So if I don't get around to posting on there because I'm busy in real life, I will make sure I get things out via email, so they get the information whether social media gets it or not. So that's the perk, and that's what I think drives people to be like, let me sign up so I don't miss the next sale or the next trip or whatever. So
I was just gonna ask you about social media. Like, how did you gain so many followers? Is it through the email?
I don't know. You think I got a lot of followers?
More than me, but I just started, so I'm like, I got 5 followers. I'm trying to figure out how people doing this.
Again, I've been doing it for a long time, so this is like over time. It's not like it wasn't a. Some people do have like the overnight, like something goes viral. That wasn't my experience. It's just been over the years of just being consistent, honestly, and then word of mouth from other clients. They tell their friends and family, and they want to see what you're talking about before they come over here. So they'll look it up on socials, which, by the way, having a digital footprint in this year of our Lord 2025 is critical.
To business owners?
Yes, you got to have a digital footprint, because everybody Googles, everybody go on TikTok and look up research. They go on Instagram, Facebook, whatever platform they're using. They're going to look you up before they even step foot into your space.
True.
So you got to have, when they Google, something got to pop up. So you got to have a digital footprint.
That's true. That's true. How did you end up having your own brick and mortar? Like, were you doing the waist beads before you had the brick and mortar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've been doing waist beads for 17 years. I started doing waist beads in college.
Okay.
It wasn't even an official business until I moved to Virginia. So I'm originally from LA. I went to school at UC Davis.
Okay. Shout out to y'all.
I went to school at UC Davis. When I was at Davis, I started really exploring more of my heritage, my history, and that's when I learned about waist beads. I met a lady who did my waist beads, loved them, gained weight because it be happening like that.
Yes.
And I had to cut them off. I was like, this is not working. When I was ready to get back focused and get healthy and lose the weight, I had no way of finding this lady who did my waist beads. So I was just doing them for myself because they motivated me and they kept me on track. When I moved to Virginia, I was in the gym and somebody saw my waist beads. She asked me, like, what is that on your waist? Why are you wearing that? What does that mean? And when I explained it to her, she wanted some.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, I can, I was just doing them for friends and family, nothing crazy. And then somebody saw her beads, and somebody saw her beads, and somebody saw her beads. And it was just an organic growth like that. Then the pandemic hit. When the pandemic hit, more people were learning because we were at home just Googling and finding out stuff. So more people were learning about waist beads, and that's when the interest like really spiked. That's also when more people were like, oh, I could throw some beads on the string. So a lot of people were doing waist beads.
Oh, okay.
But the quality is not the same. The passion is not there. And if you're only doing it for the money, when you're going to have ebbs and flows in business, when that money starts to drop, if you're only doing it for the money, you're going to stop. So a lot of those people fell off. They were only doing it because it was popular and trending at the time.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So the brick and mortar just happened 4 years ago.
Congratulations.
4? Yeah, it's been 4 years.
4 years. So what was that like trying to get into a space? Like, how did you contact them? What did you say when you were looking around in here? Like, how did you... Yeah, answer those 2 questions.
So I've only been in this space a little over a year. I was over on Midlothian Turnpike for 3 years.
Okay.
That was a suite inside of a building. That wasn't like I didn't have a door to the outside, so that was different. And that was kind of like my trial run to see what is this gonna feel like, because now there's overhead costs, there's additional expenses. It's different versus me doing it at home.
Okay.
So that suite space was cool, and it was a trial run to like get used to having overhead costs. And I just went over there to see. So that space had hairdressers and tattoo artists and just all kinds of things. Mm-hmm. If you could fit in the space, the lady was willing to rent it to you.
Okay.
So I had a little 3-room suite, and I just made it my own. It was similar to this, but it wasn't as open.
Okay.
And then I was just ready for something else. I wanted something that was a little more professional looking, like the outside, the landscaping, like they keep it really nice over here.
Yes,
over there, my space was welcoming, and I had the candles and I had the music, and it was a vibe in there, but I'm not responsible for what they do in the rest of the building, and it just wasn't fitting my vibe. Okay. And I was ready for something that I felt like I had more control over the overall environment and making sure that it's welcoming even before you step into my space.
Okay. Wow. So there it is again, where you naturally felt like you outgrew that environment for you to move along. Oh, what did you do before Waist Beads?
I was in mental health.
Oh, yeah. Okay, but we didn't catch that on camera.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, you were in mental health. I did mental health for 12 years. My major in college was social work, and then I graduated in sociology. And I worked, I supervised group homes. I did community-based counseling. I did service coordination with kids and adults with intellectual disabilities. So I did that for a while, but after a while, I felt like I got to a point where I didn't want to go further just in that. It didn't feel like it was my purpose. Okay. I was like, I know there's a way that I can do something mental health related for my people. Yeah. Specifically, Black women is my passion. I'm like, how can I kind of like minister and pour into Black women that feels good to me and feels meaningful and purposeful to me? And so that's kind of how that happened.
God bless. God bless.
It was, and it's very organic. Like when people come in, no matter what your religious affiliation is or what your faith is, I want you to feel comfortable in this space. Yeah. And so it's just a natural process of like, come in, feel welcome, no matter where you're from, no matter what your background is, and know that in this space you are loved, you are appreciated, you're honored, you're seen. Like that's what I want.
What a breath of fresh air.
I think if somebody is working and then they're doing something that they love to do, they don't mind talking about it, right? It is a lot of work. Now, behind the scenes, it's work. Like,
what behind the scenes? When you said that, what did you think about?
Oh, so just having a space, right? So I do waist beads, and that's what everybody know. I do waist beads, but I got to keep this place clean. You know what I mean? I got to keep inventory up. My mom actually does my bookkeeping. I got to send her reports. And she's on me. She's like, it's the first. Where are my reports at? So I got to make sure that I do those things behind the scenes, and each month look at my numbers and see what they look like. Am I on track? Am I behind this month? And if I am, why did I not make as much this month? What changed this month? Like, I got to think about all those things too.
When you say bookkeeping, is that like the person that does your taxes? Okay.
So bookkeeping can be different from taxes.
Oh, okay.
So when I say she does my bookkeeping, each month she takes the reports from, my expenses and what I did each month, what I spent money on, how much money did I bring in, and she puts them on an Excel sheet so that at the end of the month, I can look at it and say, okay, this is what I did this month. Oh, this is not quite where I want to be. Okay, next month I need to do something more to bring in additional income or whatever. That doesn't have to be necessarily the same person that does your taxes. I guess it just depends on who you work with and who you find and who you're comfortable with. It's my mama, so I know she's going to do me right. So she does. Yeah. She does them, and she's really good at it. She's very organized and great with numbers, so it works out for me that way.
That's good. Do you have a system to keep track of your numbers?
That is the system. So
Like there's nothing like online or like a website or something.
So for me, I don't have a website that I use. It's like an Excel program for the most part.
Like an Excel spreadsheet.
And so each month I can go back to each month and see what I did that month and how much I spent that month and like, my expenses, my income for each month. Now there are a lot of programs and most of them there's a fee. So when you get to a certain level, you may need additional tools. I have expenses, but it's like the same thing. So it's the beads, it's the stones, it's the string, it's for the most part, it's pretty simple overall when you look at it. And then occasionally I have the apparel. But that's not a all the time thing. That's usually like seasonal. I'll have certain things out, but most of that is on my website.
Okay.
You can go on the website and order versus come here and get it. So it just depends.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. It's different for everybody. Everybody, like other people have different systems in place.
Okay.
For me, I haven't really needed to pay for any additional programs for that specifically. Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not yet. Okay.
I mean, my mom is not going to do it forever. You know what I mean?
Well, maybe.
So, yeah. And also just know, you got to know your strengths and your weaknesses. So for me, sometimes the numbers can be overwhelming. My mom loves the numbers and she loves to make sure every penny is accounted for. I'll be ready to pull my hair out trying to locate, well, where is that 3 cents from? That's not so, that would drive me. That's not my thing. But it's important and I need to know it. But that's her thing. That's her strength. So if it's not your strength, you got to be willing to outsource it to somebody else.
Okay. So how soon was it that you felt like, well, you needed to give that responsibility to someone else?
When I started taking it serious as a business.
So when you were in your last location or prior to that?
Probably when I started the last location, it got serious because I had more overhead costs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, before, because like I said, it grew organically. So at first it was just like, this is something I love. It's fun. It's like I said, it's therapeutic to me to sit and do this. But it wasn't, my mindset was not on having a business. That happened organically. So before I wasn't thinking about that. Also, what made me realize I needed that was going to, I think the first one I did was through the Office of Minority Business Development.
Well, I got it on tape. I don't need to write that down. I got it.
They had I'm going to jack up the name of it. I'll send it to you though.
Okay. And I'm going to send it to y'all.
you could put it in the link
in the description. Got you. I got y'all.
So, and it's for people who want to start businesses. They don't know where to start, or you already have a business and you're trying to be more efficient in your business. It's just all these resources, and they will get people to come and teach classes on different things, from branding to like finding capital, bookkeeping. Like they bring someone in to talk about these things, and I want to say each class was maybe 2 hours, so it kind of touches the surface, but then it's on you to dig more and do more research for yourself, because only so much you can find out in 2 hours. But those resources are helpful.
Okay. Thank you. When you say overhead costs, can you define that?
Oh, the rent.
Okay, that's just a professional.
Yeah.
You said the rent and the insurance?
The rent, the insurance, your business license, which is not, you need that whether you have a physical location or not, but just anything that it takes to run the business.
Okay.
So yeah, before I was doing it at home. Now I have rent for the space that I'm using. Okay. So that's overhead costs.
Okay. And if there's anything else that is a part of the overhead cost and you think about it, can you let me know?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Because it depends on what your business is and what you're trying to do. So,
okay.
Like now, let's say you got cleaning supplies at home, right? Well, now you need some cleaning supplies for your space because you got to keep it clean.
Okay.
Or like I have a private bathroom here. I gotta have toilet paper. I gotta have soap. You know what I mean? So there's just additional expenses that I didn't have when I was working from home.
Okay, like that. That should be interesting.
So it depends on what you do.
Yeah.
Because that can look very different for everybody.
Okay. Capital. Did you feel like you invested a lot of your personal money, or did you get a lot of grants or loans?
All I did was invest personal money.
Oh, you didn't use the programs?
So the program is just giving you information.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then you got to go apply for the loans, apply for the grants, and do all of that stuff. So when I started, right, I purchased what I needed to make a few beads, sold those, used that money to buy more supplies, and it kind of grew. Like I said, it grew organically. I've always shied away from loans and credit cards. I'm like, I don't want to owe nobody nothing. Yeah. It's my own thing. It's just my own thing. I don't like to owe somebody something. So I know that it's very beneficial, and I will probably get some at some point, but I have not gotten anything before. Okay. Now I've applied for grants. Grants, just be ready, can be mentally exhausting. Applying for grants, a lot of times the application is a long process. Sometimes they'll get back to you and say, you got it, or I'm sorry, we didn't select you. And sometimes you don't hear nothing at all. And so that can be discouraging. And you're like, I sat here for hours doing this application. So I have applied for some grants before, but I've actually never gotten a grant before. So
I hear a lot about grants online. I'll be researching, like, and it's just the fact of like the application and like the fact that you don't hear back, that is very discouraging. So then my thinking is like, well, guess I need a loan because I don't have any capital to dedicate to this thing. Now, granted, I really believe God is going to bless me through this YouTube channel. I said it here.
Okay. Speak it.
So hopefully that can be my capital. But yeah,
it can be very helpful for sure. And I know a lot of people do. And also remember, just keep this in the back of your mind. You might see a business and you're like, oh my gosh, they're doing everything. Like they're so successful and they're so big. What you might not know is they may have a whole bunch of loans and credit cards and they're up to their eyeballs in debt in order to secure that. Like I've talked to people in that situation and I've just always been like,
dang.
Maybe it's not, if I got to do all that, then maybe it's just not my time yet. You know what I mean? I'm going to go at my pace that feels comfortable for me and kind of see where it goes. This feels comfortable for me. Like I can do this and not have to acquire debt.
Yeah.
So it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to get loans and get credit cards. Just make sure you be responsible with it because that'll come back at you.
Yeah. I think I needed to hear that.
And a lot of those people are going to try to sell you whatever their program or whatever it is that they're doing. You need to do it this way. But again, you might not know about all the debt and headache that they got going on behind the scenes to make it look like they got it all together.
Yeah.
And I'm just not here for pretending that something is what it's not. Like what I have is what it is.
Yeah.
And, like I said, when I feel like it makes sense for me, I will explore it. But yeah.
So when it comes to like your taxes,
okay.
Does the bookkeeping help with your taxes?
Oh yeah, because you do that every month. At the end of the year, when it's time to pull all those numbers together, if you don't have your monthly numbers organized, you're gonna be ready to pull your hair out at the end of the year.
What exactly is it that needs to be organized? Like what you're getting from your sales and then your overhead costs. Would you put that in your taxes?
Yeah, so your expenses, because you can write off your business expenses. So you need to know what that number is. What did you spend on for your business?
Okay.
Your income, your expenses, anything that was tax deductible. Like you need to know those numbers, and it's going to be a lot harder trying to backtrack 12 months of information. You're going to be all over the place. Okay, this account or your credit card or whatever, trying to pull in those numbers. And that's why I'm so thankful for my mom, because she's on it every month. All I gotta do is pull up that sheet and be like, okay, this is what I made this year. Like it's all there for me. This is what I made this year. Mm-hmm. Okay, what's my goal for the following year? It's there. So when it comes to when you have to put in those numbers for your taxes, you just pulling it from that sheet. Okay. Now I'm no tax professional. Okay. I'm sure there's more stuff. That's what she do.
Okay. I need to talk to your mama too.
That's what she did.
At a later time. I'm coming to talk to you.
But I do know having your numbers together each month definitely come in handy at the end of the year when it's time to pull it all together and know what you owe, whatever.
Okay. So I'm hearing I need to talk to a tax professional soon.
Yeah.
Okay. So what would you tell a business owner who not an owner, let's say someone like me who wants to start a business but is at the very, very beginning? Like, what encouragement or advice would you give?
I would say, first of all, make sure whatever you are trying to start your business in is something that you absolutely love doing and that you would do even if you weren't getting paid for it. Okay. And I say that because it's a journey. First of all, being an entrepreneur is a faith journey by itself. For one, you got to have extreme faith in yourself that you could do it. You got to keep that faith when things are, up and down, because every business has a season. Mm-hmm. So in that down season, for me, for example, I'm going to see what this winter look like. But usually my down season is like the colder months. People don't really think about waist beads until like it's getting warmer and they're like, I'm working on my weight and all that stuff. Then they in here. Mm-hmm. But in the winter months, it's a little bit slower. Mm-hmm. But I'm still in here creating because I need to have my inventory up for the summer. But if it's something that you only want to do when the money is flowing, you're going to be ready to quit. Okay. So make sure it's something you really love doing and that you'll continue working on even in between, the money flowing.
You know what? That really makes me think, like, what I really enjoy doing is this. Okay. Like, but I've never had a brick and mortar. So mm-hmm. It's like, I don't know if I'll enjoy doing that, but I would enjoy seeing, Black entrepreneurs all together. Mm-hmm. But I don't really know what that looks like. So that's making me think about this. Like, my time and effort really should be going to this right now. And in turn, hopefully, that'll turn into something monetary. But
well, yeah, because first of all, there's all this equipment, right? There's lighting, there's editing programs. Like in those downtimes when maybe you're not booked for something, spend that time perfecting your craft and learning the programs and finding the best equipment. Maybe you need to upgrade. Mm-hmm. Maybe you can't upgrade right now, but you're researching. So when it's time to upgrade, you can. I think that's super important. And if you really love, let's say, doing this in content creation, mm-hmm. it's easier to continue doing it because mm-hmm. you're interested in it. It's fun. Yeah. It's got to be fun, or you're going to be like, get all this, get rid of it.
I ain't doing this.
Yeah. So I think that's super important that you really love what you're doing, that enough to where you would do it even if you weren't getting paid. Yeah. Now we want to get paid. Right. Because we want the money because we got to live. Right. And we got to provide for ourselves. Yes. So that is also very important.
Yes, ma'am.
But you love it enough to where you would do it even if, you weren't getting paid.
Yeah. Well, this might be it. And helping y'all, get y'all business started. Can you walk me through one of those times where you felt like you had to keep the faith? And like, what was your mindset? What did you say to yourself to keep propelling?
Well, first of all, let me say it's super important that your circle is also there to uplift you, because it's going to be days. I'm going to just be real. It's going to be days where you're like, it's not flowing like I want it to flow or whatever. And you're going to have moments where you could be discouraged. And that's just being honest. Everybody goes through. They may not show it or they might not tell it, but everybody goes through those days. And you got to have a solid circle around you, your friends, your family. It might not be your family. So let me just say that. Don't be like, well, because you're family, you got to support. You're going to meet clients that support more than your friends and family sometimes. They become your new friends. It could happen. Yeah. But like my best friend, for example, she also is an entrepreneur, and she's always like, we're always uplifting each other and reminding each other that like, you're that girl. Like, even if today feels a little rough, like, don't forget that you're that girl. She's constantly reminding me when you started. Like, girl, remember when you didn't even have a space? Yeah. So like reminding me how far I've come. And so that is a big, like, okay, it may not be exactly what I want it to be today, but if I look back at how much I've accomplished, it's like, okay, just keep going. Yeah. Keep going. So that definitely helps. But you do got to be willing to motivate yourself, because it might not always come from outside. And for me, also, because I love doing this, like I said, it's therapeutic to me. Like if I'm having a day and I'm just like, I need to reset. Sometimes just playing the right music and beading and playing with colors, it gives me time to think. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's. But I do think it's super important to have good people around you, and those people might be other entrepreneurs that you've just met and kept in touch with along the way, and been able to call and be like, I just need to talk, because other entrepreneurs understand the journey. Yeah. And they know it's gonna be those days. Your friends and family might not get it. They might be, girl, go get a job. Like, I know. You know, I'm not. They might not understand that journey of like, okay, going for what you really want. Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes you might gotta get a job. You might have to get a little something just to make the ends meet. But you keep your eye on the. I do not. You got to keep your eyes on the prize and know that that's just temporary, or that's very part time, because your focus is on this dream that you're working on. Yes. So, oh my goodness. That's something to think about. Because at the end of the day, the bills ain't gonna stop. So you gotta make sure the bills get paid. Everybody wants to feel like they're doing something purposeful. Right? So, and I'm the same way. I'm like, I don't want just a job, this like routine job. You do the same thing day in and day out. It don't really mean nothing. It's not really feeding my soul to do it. I don't think anybody necessarily wants to do that. They just do it because it's necessary, because you got bills to pay. But if you know what your purpose is and you know what you really want to do, then you keep working on that, even if you do got to get a job. And on the back end, you working on what your goals are. So yeah. Okay. Boop.
2,000 years later.
I was asking you about insurance.
Oh yeah. So now, any legitimate brick and mortar space is going to require insurance. Okay. Now there are places that will just rent you a suite, for whatever they can get for it, that maybe won't require insurance. But I would second guess if I would go into a space like that, because especially in a building, because if they don't require insurance, let's say something was to happen in that building, not even necessarily in your space. Let's say there's a fire in the space next door. If you don't have insurance, it's just lost. Like, oh wow, there's nothing you can do, whether it's the fault, like your fault, or the fault of somebody else. So if you look into a space and they don't require insurance, I would second guess if I want to be in that space, just because you want to protect yourself and your business, your assets. Like, you're going to put so much time and energy and money into your space. You don't want something to happen and you just lose it. Yeah. It could even be a natural disaster too. It could be,
like a flood or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Hurricane, anything. Like, you want your stuff protected, because if it's not protected, how you gonna rebuild?
Yeah, true. So do you bundle your insurance like with your personal insurance?
You can. So you want to check your rates and see. So whoever you have your car insurance, see if they offer business insurance. and then compare that with bundling to other businesses that offer business insurance, and just see what's better for you.
Okay.
So mine is not bundled, but you can bundle it.
Okay.
You just got to see if your insurance company is going to give you the right price.
When you came into this space, what was it required? What did they require you to have? Insurance?
You got to have a legitimate business license.
Okay.
Certificate of occupancy. All of those are through the city, because this is Richmond City where we are.
Okay.
And insurance.
That's it. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then you got to pay your deposit or whatever. And I'm trying to think. I think that was it.
When you first came into this space, did it look like this?
Girl, no.
So
it ain't look nothing like this.
How did you do this? How did you, like, the floor, the walls, the ceiling, like, you did all of this?
Yes. So the first month I was working. I was working on the space.
Like, so you had to put these floors in.
Okay, not me specifically.
No.
But I had the floors put down. Because I didn't like it was a nasty carpet in here, and I was like, I don't like that. It don't fit the look that I'm going for and the vibe. It wouldn't give the same effect if I had that carpet down.
Did you get rent concession to do that for the first month?
So here they gave me the first month free.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. So that was also a selling point for them. Like, okay, well, if I gotta do this work in here to make it what I need, like, work with me here. Yeah. And then also it benefits them. I done painted the walls, so when I move out here, the walls are nice and
looks nice in here.
And when I move out of here, I'm not ripping this floor up.
Yeah.
So you got new floors.
Mm-hmm. They got something out of you.
They really should have gave me more than a month.
Yeah. Did you feel like you could bargain with them like that? Or
everybody's different. So here, this being my first space, I was so excited to have something better than what I had. Mm-hmm. I was like, the rent is not that bad.
Okay, that's good.
For what I was looking for and for the amount of space and stuff. And then I get a month free so I can focus on doing what I wanted to do in here. So it worked for me. Okay. Everybody's not going to do that. They're going to say, this is space you want it or not. Do what you want. So it just depends. It worked out for me in that way.
Okay. Mm-hmm. When it comes to, like, getting on a lease, is there anything else besides rent concession that you feel like you can negotiate with them?
Not that I could think of.
Okay.
But, like, again, every place is different. So, like, what they were willing to do here, say if I was at Chesterfield Town Center, they may have some other perks to try to get people over there or whatever. Every place is different. Okay. So you just got to find the space that works for you and make sure it makes sense for you. I would say if you were thinking about having a physical location, you also have to rethink your pricing sometimes. Okay. Because you got to account for you paying the overhead. Okay. So, like, let's say if you're doing events, and this is just an example. Mm-hmm, let's say you do events and you have your supplies in a storage unit, and you're able to maneuver like that, versus you decide to get a space that you got to pay overhead costs. You might have to change because now you're providing the space too and not just the event supplies. Yeah. Right? When I was vending, when I first started kind of taking this seriously as a business, and I was just vending events, there was no overhead costs. My prices were a little bit lower. But you got to account for it now. I have a space for you to come into that's comfortable. I have a private fitting area. Like, it's a different feel than before. So you have to take that into account.
I love how I don't know how I'm going to put this, but, like, it's like the worthiness of the price. Like, the price is the price because it's worthy of it. Mm-hmm. That's a concept.
Yeah. Yeah. Now you got people out here who will charge, like, they price gouge. Right? They're like, I'm going to charge this. Somebody in that industry going to know that, okay, it don't cost that much to make this. Like, you're doing a lot. But also, the price is the price. And if somebody is willing to pay it, then let them pay it. Yeah. I think there's you got to think about, like, ethics and like what's more like I don't. First of all, everybody is out here trying to make it, and I want to be able to encourage and pour into my people without breaking their pockets. Now, again, I need to get paid for what I do, but make it be fair, make it reasonable.
Yeah.
So that's how I look at it.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
From a buyer and a seller standpoint.
Yeah, like you gotta, because also having reasonable prices, not cheap prices. And let's also be clear that Black owned and locally does not mean cheap, because people will think, oh, not cheap prices, but fair prices will also contribute to people referring their friends and family, because they're like, oh, it's reasonable and it's helped me in this way and I like it. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You should go over here.
Yeah.
So
I agree with that.
But I don't ever want to be the cheapest.
Find a middle point.
Yeah, I want to be fair. So being the cheapest, I'm never going to market myself as the cheapest, because I also believe you get what you pay for. So if I'm the cheapest, that means my quality is the cheapest, and it's not.
Right.
And also think about overhead costs. I pay for quality beads. I don't go to Michael's and get the plastic beads, and you know what I'm saying? You gotta factor that stuff in too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is there anything else that you think that like a new entrepreneur should know before starting their business? This is my last final question.
Take advantage of all the resources.
Okay.
Take advantage of the classes. Do your research like you're doing now. You're doing research. There are a lot of free classes, and we live in an age where everything is online. Fact checked, because a lot of stuff online that is not true. Like you'll have people that say, "Oh, it's easy. All you got to do is this," or you could easily go get a car in your business as under your LLC. Like they don't be giving you everything. So whatever information you find, make sure you fact check it and check with somebody who actually knows. Like, if you're not sure about that, check with the tax professional and be like, well, how does this really look and play out? Because everything online gonna seem easy, and they trying to sell you their program and sell you their book and their ebook and all that stuff. You got to do your own research.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, I don't trust half the stuff I see online. Majority of the stuff, I don't trust it, because people will say anything. Yeah. So just remember that.
Remember that. That's important.
The internet is not a real place. So
unfortunately, besides here, this is actually real.
This is a real place. This real. Channel here is a real place.
This is real. I said that was my final question, but I want to know, before you did this, did you create a business plan?
No, because I didn't expect to have a business.
Okay.
I was doing it for fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that just shows you, I mean, we plan.
We do plan.
We plan.
Now, if I came into this and said, I want to have a waist bead business, my goal is to have a waist bead store, then I would have sat down and made a plan. But I was just doing it for friends and family. And so when I was home based, when COVID hit, the whole city was coming to my house.
Wow.
Because people were referring people, and then I felt more comfortable at home because I knew that I was cleaning and spraying and using the Lysol, versus if I'm still going to other places, I don't know how well they cleaning. Are they disinfecting? I made sure people wore a mask. Like, I could control my environment. The city was my fiance said my house was the trap house for beads. I was like, I probably need to do something different. Thankfully, I believe you put out good, you receive good back. So thankfully, I never had any bad encounters, but I just knew, okay, now it's time to change to something different. Yeah. Like, for safety reasons, like I need to do something different.
Like find a locations, what you mean?
Okay, yeah. That's how I ended up at my first location. I was like, I need a space because it was too many people. Every day I had and it was appointment only. You couldn't just pop up at my house. It was appointment only. But it just became so frequent that I was like, I think I need a space now. So that's really how that came about.
Wow.
So because I didn't expect it to happen the way it did, I didn't have a business plan first. It wasn't until I was like, okay, I think I'm onto something here. Let me start thinking about a business plan and like organizing this in a legit way.
Okay. Interesting. I have questions about that, but I did say that was going to be my last question. So we're gonna go ahead and end it here.
Okay.
I just want to thank you so much, Mila.
You're so welcome.
You have been a pleasure.
You're welcome.
If you found anything valuable, which I'm sure you did, this is like pure gold in here. Like, comment if you have questions. Hopefully we can go ahead and try to answer those questions for you. Subscribe so you can stay updated. Yeah. Thank you for watching to the end. Bye.